today was supposed to be pajama day, but I had a long sleeve pajama top on and it got too warm for me in the kitchen doing stuff because I've already unloaded the dishwasher and reloaded it and got it going because it had big things in it and it was full enough. And I got a load of clothes in the washer and one in the dryer, and got Jeff sent off to work. And let's see, what else have I done? I've checked emails, I've checked comments, I've done other things, but I can't think of what it was. There's a recipe though that I want to cook today. Problem is, I don't have any applesauce. So I went on a hunt. I went to Google. And let me turn that on, maybe it'll help. Now it's a little bit more even. I don't know. The lighting is not the best in this house, but it works. I like the house, so that's I don't care. I'll figure out lighting later in another year or 3. But anyway, I didn't have any applesauce, so I thought, okay, I don't have applesauce, I'll just use apple butter. We always have apple butter. If we don't have some in the refrigerator, we've got it in the pantry. Well, we don't. I don't know why. And I asked Jeff before he left for work, I said, where's the apple butter? He said, well, we hadn't bought any in a while because I hadn't been eating it much. And I said, yeah, I know we haven't bought any, but I thought we still had some. He said, no, I ate the last of it. I was like, oh, okay. So, I want to cook this recipe. I have apples that need to be used, and they're not being eaten like, you know, cut, like, you know, eat it like normal. Something has to happen with them. They're getting a little tiny bit soft. And I have noticed that fruit from the local grocery store that we've been going to does not, or fruits and vegetables, they don't last as long as they should. So it makes me wonder if they've been just hanging out for a long, long, long time instead of a long, long time. So anyways, I want to use those apples. I don't want them to go to waste. So I'm going to be making some apple oatmeal muffins. I think that's what they're called. I don't have the recipe right over here with me because I was doing stuff that had water involved, and I don't have a sheet protector over this recipe yet because I don't know if I'm going to like it. So I'm going to try this out. As I said though, I don't have any applesauce. So what I have decided to do, well, let me go ahead and tell you what I was going to do if I had apple butter. That way, just in case you are making a recipe like this, you could swap it out some. What I was going to do is cut down on the sugar and the seasonings, the spices like the cinnamon and stuff, just a little. I was going to cut down on that a little bit because apple butter has spices like it has cinnamon and nutmeg and things like that in it, and it's got a little sugar in it. So I was going to cut down on that so that, you know, because you're supposed to use unsweetened applesauce. That washing machine is competing with me, and I am going to win. Y'all may not hear it like I do though. Most of the time y'all don't. It's just in my head. But anyway, that's what I was going to do if I had apple butter. It's just cut down on the seasoning, the spices, the yummies, just a little bit. And cut down on the sugar just a little. But since I don't have either one, I Googled. And I'm like, what is a substitute? And I found a whole list of different substitutes. But the one that I found that I really feel most confident about doing, because you're going to get the most apple flavor, is to steam an apple. So I'm going to do that today. We're going to see how it works. I'm supposed to have a half a cup of apple sauce. If I don't have a half a cup of this steamed apple that's mooshed up, then that's okay. We're going to just deal with it and go on about our business. I was trying to figure out the best way to steam it because I'm only going to do one apple. Normally if I was steaming potatoes or something like that, I would take out my big Dutch oven, get my little steamer doodad that flips out, you know. I would use that with water and the lid and all that stuff. But since I'm not doing that, I was trying to figure out, what do I need to do? How do I need to do this? So I think I'm gonna attempt it in the microwave. I kind of don't want to, because I honestly, y'all, if it wasn't for Jeff and Noah, we wouldn't even have that microwave. I wouldn't even have it here, because there's so many other ways you can do stuff, and it takes up so much space. But they want it, they use it. There you go. And since it is here, I use it sometimes, but not as much as the boys. So I thought about attempting it that way, unless I figure something out before then. But what I want to do right now is go ahead and get my paraphernalia out. I want to get my muffin pans and my things that I don't have over here. And it looks like I gotta fill up the sugar before I can even... It's okay. I'm gonna go fill up my sugar. I haven't filled all the things this week. I was not planning on doing that this week. But from what I can see, the only thing I need to fill up is sugar, tea. That's it. So I'll fill all the things while I'm doing the other then. That's easy. Alright, so I'll be back. Okay guys, the first thing I'm going to do is attempt to steam this apple. Now I have never used this little bird beak knife before, so I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do with it, but I'm trying to cut the skin off pretty thinly. But this is what it's made for, is to do round things and stuff. I mean it may not be only made for that, but that's one of the things. It seems to be really good though. But and I'm cutting it, the skin, thinly. I mean, it's not the best job in the world, but I'm doing okay. Have you ever challenged yourself to keep it all on one piece? I've challenged myself lots of times just to see if I could do it. And this apple is the softest of the ones we have. Look at that, all in one piece. Look at that. I can't believe it. All right, so put this over to the side. Feed that to critters, not dogs and cats. Well, actually, you can feed certain fruits and vegetables to dogs and cats, but certain kinds. Like pumpkin's really good for them. All right, let me get this out. Never been the best at coring things, and I don't know how well this knife is going to do with coring this. Seems like it's doing a good job. Yeah, I got all that part out. Okay, dryer or washer, I hear you. I can't put you in the other yet because the dryer's still going. It keeps reminding me that it's still on. I don't think I cut that one down far enough. Nope. I did cut this side bigger. That's alright though. It doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm trying to be so particular whenever I'm going to have to cut it up anyway. Alright, good. Okay, let's get this out of the way so I can chop it up and put it in my bowl. And I'm going to add like a tablespoon or so of water to the bowl. And then I'm going to stick it in the microwave. I don't know how long for. I don't know if this knife's meant to be used this way, but it's working. It's meant to be used more like this, which works better. This is something that I don't think I've ever told y'all before. But when we were little, whenever we were growing up, my mama never had a cutting board. I don't think she has one now. But we never had a cutting board. So the way we cut everything up was like whenever we did potatoes and stuff, this is the way we were taught to do it, with our knife like this. Is it more dangerous? Probably. but I don't know. All right, a couple tablespoons of water. I'm gonna put it in there for like a minute, check it, and just back and forth, and I'll let y'all know how many minutes it takes. But while this is doing its thing, I got a little seed on me. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other apples. Okay, so I'm gonna get started with this part. My apple sauce is still going, so I'm gonna just, you know, get some of this stuff. Okay, I hear you. I got beeps and bonks everywhere. This is preheated now. It's all telling me things. The dryer, the washer. You know, what did we do before those things? What did we do? We just checked. We knew. Now we get annoyed. We get interrupted. We get all the things happen. Let me get a knife. There goes another bee. Alright. Some of my knives have curve on both sides. Some of them don't. So 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I did not tell you where I got this from. This recipe is from Amy Nash. What's the website name? She adapted this recipe from All Recipes, and she used whole wheat flour. Well, no, it says you can swap whole wheat flour for a 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour to 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. So anyway, it doesn't say the website's name, but I will put it down below. I will link it. I will give credit where credit is due. It's apple oatmeal muffins. So I think I said that right earlier. 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. So that's half, because this is a 1/2 cup measure. I love these long spoon measuring cups because they work really well for doing this. And I always like to be precise whenever I'm measuring flour and stuff like that, because whenever you're baking is a science, cooking is not. I mean, it is, but it's not. You have to be more precise with baking, because if you're not, it could end up a mess. All right, 1 cup of quick cook oats, which y'all know I'm trying to get rid of these, so you know I'm looking for recipes that use them. So I have a 1/2 cup measure in here, so that's 1/2. There's 1 cup, and I will need that again for the streusel topping that it has, which is fabulous. All right, so the flour, oats, brown sugar. Let me have it. I need 3/4 cup of light brown sugar is what it calls for. And that just so happens to be what I have right now. So this is a 1/2 cup. So I'm gonna have to get another, I'm gonna have to get half of this again, which is fine. All right. I won't be able to pack it the second time. All right, there's that. And I'm gonna get this halfway filled. A little over since it's supposed to be packed, you know, just to make sure. Sorry I'm so loud. I am just obnoxious. Put that down there. Get the sugar off my fingers. And I need to check those apples. I've had them in for 4 minutes so far, and I believe they were about done. All right, let me see. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And I'm just going to take the top off of this instead of trying to pour it this time, since I'm getting a whole teaspoon. Cinnamon. It's one of my favorite things. One of my favorite spices. I also like to make messes, it seems. So there we go. 1/2 teaspoon of, no, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Let me get another spoon. Alright, here's a 1/2. So, let me get this right, because if you get it wrong, you'll have a mess. So 1/2 of baking soda and 1.5 of baking powder. This is baking powder. So it's 1 and a half, because this is a half teaspoon measure. I won't need that anymore, so I can put it away. And then half of a teaspoon of baking soda. Yes, I use the same spoon, and that's quite all right. You don't have to in your kitchen. Do whatever you want in your kitchen. Half a teaspoon of salt. All right, so put all those things together in this bowl. Put this salt back over here. I don't need it again. For some reason, I thought I needed regular sugar. I do not. You only need brown sugar for this. So there's that. All right, let me get something to stir this with. I get one of the weirdest things ever, I guess, to stir. Well, it's not weird for most reasons, but for this it might be. But I love this. It was actually a Christmas gift last year. I believe this is the one that was a Christmas gift. I have two that are similar. Alright, so I'm going to get all that stirred together. Get the brown sugar apart, because you need that apart. Okay. I got it mostly. Well, every time I think I have it, I find some more. Maybe I should have used a whisk. I don't know. But every time I think I have the brown sugar all broken up, I find more clumps. But that's okay. It'll be fine. It's okay. It's all okay. Alright, so in a separate bowl, which I don't have down here, so I'll grab this one. No, I won't. I will grab this one. I hope it's big enough. Let's just hope, because I was not prepared, I guess. In a separate bowl, I want to put my eggs, milk, applesauce, oil, and vanilla in. So let me go get the apples. I'll be right back before we start with this part. Okay, so I might be able to actually use this bowl for this, but I'm not sure. But I want to get these mashed up. And the reason why that the website that I looked at said this is the best substitute for applesauce is because it's gonna be real apples, and it's gonna have the same or similar moisture content. So my problem is it's hot, and I don't need hot stuff in with the other. I don't think. I don't want to cook my eggs. So what I'll do is I'll just put the other stuff that cools this down in here before I go further with anything else. Before I put the egg in, I'll do this. And I don't care if this is mashed enough or mashed a lot. It doesn't have to be for me, because I'm already going to have chunks of apple in there. And I did put a little bit of lemon on my apples so that they wouldn't brown. I'm hoping they don't. Not these, but those. Because I knew those were going to be sitting there for a little bit. And those are supposed to be cut into, what did it say? Apples. Finely chopped. I don't know if that's what they meant or not, but that's how I wanted them. So I guess you do it the way you want it. This would be better if I was using a food processor, but I'm not taking my big old food processor out for this. And right now, I'm not quite sure where my little one is, because I even had to remember where I put my muffin tins, because I have not baked muffins since we moved. So I was like, where did I put those? The only one I knew where it was my cast iron one. Oh, I just made a mess. Oh well, clean up. I'll clean it up later. Alright, I'm going to say that's good enough. You probably could do better. It'd probably be best if I did. But you know what? That's okay. It's supposed to be a half cup of applesauce. I don't know if this is a half cup or not. I don't know. Should I check? This is not a liquid measure, but is applesauce liquid? I'm not checking. I'm not doing it. It's okay. I'm going to go with it. Run with it, lady. It's okay. All right. Let's put everything we need in here. I did not get my milk out yet because I don't like milk sitting out. You can use either milk or apple cider. I didn't have apple cider, so I'm using milk. So it is 1/2 cup of that. I will use this for that. And I know this is not a liquid measure cup, but that's okay. I'm using it anyway because I can. It's my kitchen. Do what you want to do in your kitchen. I give you permission. Now I'm cooling those apples down. I wasn't planning on using this bowl, but if it'll work, instead of messing that one up, I'm going to use it. Okay, so I don't have the eggs in here because I just want to let that kind of cool off some before I put them in. We need a 1/4 cup of oil. It says vegetable oil, but y'all know me. I use olive, avocado, coconut, you know, stuff like that. That's olive oil. I'm gonna have to empty that dishwasher soon. All right, get them apples cooled down. So, got the, may as well say it, milk, applesauce, oil, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm just gonna measure with my heart. That's probably a tablespoon. Don't tell anybody. I could have measured. Normally, like a crazy person, I didn't, but that's okay. It doesn't matter, it's fine. How hot are you still? It's cooled down some. Okay. I'm not gonna need this bowl. I'm gonna move it so it doesn't get dirty, because the first thing I'll do is splash something into it and then I'll be like, oh man, now I gotta wash it. All right, I need my little bowl here that I have for cracking my eggs, because I don't crack my eggs straight into something. The reason why is because I have accidentally gotten shell into stuff, and I don't like that. I don't like to get shell into things. That's not a shell, but I don't want that stuff in there. I know it's part of the egg and it's fine. You can eat it and it's not a problem, but I don't want it, okay? Okay. But not only is it to keep me from getting shell into my finished project. I can't talk and I can't crack eggs today. Man, this is the worst ever. Not only is it for keeping shells out of my finished product, but it's also to keep it just in case there's a bad egg, because you know that can happen. It doesn't happen as often as it used to. I'm not talking about just personally for me either. I'm talking about just in general. That doesn't happen as much as it used to happen with people, because eggs are pasteurized and things. Alright, so let me make sure I've got this right. In a separate bowl, whisk together eggs, milk, applesauce, oil, and vanilla. So there it is right there. I'm glad I didn't use that other bowl. And I know these apples are not sauced, but that's okay. I could have used my immersion blender. I could have used one of my tools. But y'all, I didn't wanna. Alright, so now I'm going to move this over here. I had that there to protect the surface. And you're supposed to make, oh, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. You make a well in the middle of this. That's what it says. Make a well in the center of the dry ingredients and add the wet ingredients, stirring gently. No, stirring. Just stirring just until it's combined. Stirring until just combined. I'm going to leave y'all the recipe. You can read it yourself. Because I seem to be failing today. So I'm going to stir this up. I also should have already got my pans ready, but since I have not used them since I moved, I washed them, so they're drying. I got to get them dried up completely, and you know, oil them. I could use my little liners, but honestly I don't know where I put them right this minute. I think they're up there, but I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to stir this till it's combined. And now I add the apples. I also think that this might be good if you put some pecans or something in it. This is more apples than you need. You only need, what was it? How much was it? 1 cup. We all know that's more than 1 cup. I might be making a mistake, but it'll be mine to make. I probably should have just frozen half of that apple after I cut it up, but I didn't. And that's okay. Alright, there we go. That's done. I'm going to set it to the side now. And I'm going to make the streusel topping. Let me get that knot there. Alright. 1/4 cup of quick cook oats. You're so loud. 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Why did I close this all the way? These things are so hard to open, and I don't know why I torture myself by closing them all the way when I know I need to get it again. But I love that it has the such a good seal on them. But they are hard to open, y'all. I also like to get things out of my way so I don't knock it off because I don't have a lot of space. And I'm sorry if that annoys some of you. It's just who I am. Because I have knocked things off before. And I just don't want to take that chance. Alright, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to use my little scooper that I have in my brown sugar thing. Instead of digging in my sugar with it. With the spoon that I used for the flour. It doesn't say packed brown sugar. Alright, 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Ooh, I don't have that. And a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So half of this. Alright, let me get some melted butter. I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and got these ready. And I'm going to put the melted butter in. Ooh, some of it wasn't melted. Close enough. We'll be fine. And I'm going to mix this together because this is streusel topping. I don't know how many this is supposed to make. We're going to see. It says 12, but it's probably for regular size muffins. These are the larger muffins. Come out, please. There you go. Alright, let's put that to the side. Gonna get this. Gonna keep that, but not gonna use it. Not yet, anyway. Get my scooper. And I'm going to scoop these out. Pretty sure there's too many apples in here. That's okay. Well, how about make a mess, lady? Allie's whining at the back door because she knows I'm cooking and she wants to come in because she thinks I'm going to give her something. I don't know why she ever thinks that because, or at least that's my interpretation of her whines. I could be wrong. She may not think that. She may just want to be with me because she hears my voice. Now she's barking. Oh, great. Okay, how about we slow down, lady? Just slow down. Why am I trying to go so fast? Why? I don't know. I'm rushing and I don't know why. Other than it's hot over here and I want to be done. That one doesn't have enough. It's hot because of the oven. This morning when I decided to bake these, It wasn't hot in this house. It was cool. It felt good. Now it has gotten hot. That one looks like it needs a little more. That one does. Maybe it makes 12 larger muffins. I don't know. Now, I'll set that there. I could still use that because it's not dirty. I did get the wrong silicone thing out. I should have gotten one of the spoons. But the spoons are smaller. So that's why I didn't grab one of those. I got these from the Dollar Tree. Okay. Silly dogs. I'll let them in once I get this done. I just don't want them underfoot when I'm in here cooking. And they had to go potty and things. Alright, so get that out of there. Put that over to the side. Clean up this stuff. Got it on the counter. Oh goodness. Make such a mess. Okay. Get these over here and put the streusel topping on. I don't know how much each one is supposed to have. I have made streusel topping on things and it was way too much. It was just overwhelming. Or I should say put streusel topping on. I made it for the recipe the way it said, but it was just too much. Okay, so here's where things change with the recipe. This one on the right side, I'm going to put into the freezer. And I'm going to freeze it. And then I'm going to put them in a freezer bag to bake for later. This pan I'm going to bake now at 400 for, oh no, it's on the other page. I don't know how long. I'm going to bake for 15 to 20 minutes. Alright, so I'll be back. Okay, so I have checked the muffins and I have found that they are done after 20 minutes. I let them cook 20 minutes because I think these might be larger than the others. So I'm going to let them cool off some. Then I'm going to come back and do a taste test with you guys. But they smell so good. I hope they taste as good as they smell and as good as they look, because they smell fabulous. If you don't like apples though, don't do this. I'll be back. Okay guys, I just don't want to wait anymore. They're still hot, but they smell so good and I just don't want to wait anymore. So I'm going to try one. I'll get this smaller one. And that's what it looks like. Can you focus, please? There you go. Okay, that's the streusel topping. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Let me see if I can get it out of the muffin thing. You're not supposed to have to spray these silicone ones, but yeah, I should have. I knew better. Whenever I take the others out of the freezer. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. But I'm going to pop them out of the silicone things. Oh well, let me get a fork. I'm just going to get it out of here. It's just a taste test. Maybe after they cool down this won't happen. But yeah. These little silicone things though, they're tricky. Sometimes you don't have to put something in, like any kind of oil or whatever. Sometimes you do. So I can't really show you what it looks like, as in, you know, it's pretty and all that, because, you know, I wrecked it. But that's okay. It'll still taste the same, and this camera still does not want to focus. It's okay. It's just smoking, steaming, whatever's happening, but it's still smelling delicious. All right, I'm gonna taste it just to know how it is, so you guys can know if I like it, and go from there. Then I'm gonna eat it. Not all of it in front of y'all though. I'm trying to get some with apple. All right, so there's me a bite. Way too much probably, but especially since it's hot. That is so good. That is yummy. That is a keeper for sure. So yeah, if you like apple and you like muffins, maybe you need to try this. I don't know if it would have been better with the applesauce, but I approve. It's just enough cinnamon, just enough sweetness, and the apples have a little crunch, but not too much. Might have been different with a Granny Smith. I used can't remember the name of it. I still have another one. My camera's about to die. Oh no, I don't have a sticker on it. I think they were Pink Ladies or something like that. But it's good. They're not really baking apples though, but I didn't want them to go to waste. So I guess she's still whining because I didn't let them in, because I was still doing stuff in the kitchen because I cleaned up all the mess. But I didn't want them under my feet while I was doing that, because I have accidentally like bumped them, not hurt them, but still, you know, that's just, you know, something I'm careful of. But my battery's dying, so I'll be right back. Okay, I wanted to tell you what I thought, but my battery was being rude. Anyway, it's just enough cinnamon, just enough sweetness, and the apple, I know it was a lot. It was more than what it was supposed to be, but I don't care. It's still good. That I think you could do that with a different fruit too. You don't have to just use apple. You could probably do blueberries, or I don't know what other kinds of fruit. Peaches maybe, I don't know, whatever kind of fruit you like in muffins. I think it would be good. But maybe pears, that would be good too, I think. But it's really delicious. And now I have some in the freezer, so I'll come back later and show you how that I pop those out and store those and everything. So I'll be back. I'm gonna go eat my muffin. Okay guys, I had cooked some cornbread a couple weeks ago, maybe, not exactly sure how long ago, but I cooked it and we stuck it, what was left, in the freezer, and I just took it out. We labeled it dressing. I just took it out of the freezer to let it kind of thaw a little bit, and I have some chicken tenders here that I'm about to put into the oven. I'm gonna get the camera down here so you can see what I'm doing, but I want to let you know I'm cooking some chicken dressing or whatever you want to call it for supper tonight. So before I touch any of that, I'm gonna season the bottom side of this, or season this, so that the bottom side of the, wow, okay, how about I open it? The bottom side of the chicken is seasoned. I'm just putting some buttery steakhouse and some French onion, toasted onion, sea salt seasoning on here. I'm not going to season it a lot. I'm sorry, I slammed that. I'm just putting a little bit of seasoning. Ooh, this is still a little bit frozen, I guess. because I want some flavor on this meat. I'll kind of get it straightened out once I get these out of here. But I want to get these baked, or whatever you want to call it, real quick, so that they'll be done. Alright, I'm going to use my hand now, and then I'll... it's still a little bit frozen, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. I was going to try not to use my hands, but you know, I just can't. And these do still have that little thing in them. This right here, I guess it's a vein or something. I should have taken those out before I froze them, but I didn't. But that's okay, because I got to cut them up anyway. So whenever I go to cut them up to put them in the dressing, once it's ready, I'll take them out then. I'll get all that part out. I'm not cooking like a big amount of dressing. This is only about half the amount of cornbread I would normally have. It is a pretty good bit of the chicken, but that's going to be our protein for our dinner tonight, is that chicken. So this is going to be all right. So I'm cooking this, and I don't know if I want to do loaded green beans or what. I haven't decided. I know I don't want to do something like rice or anything. I want to do some kind of vegetable. But I've got this at 350, and I'm just going to stick it in here and just cook it until it's done. Now I've got a mess to clean up. Get that the seasoning up first. Get the dry stuff up. But I'm not exactly sure. This is not hot, so don't worry. But I'm not exactly sure how I want to do, like, what I want with it. I don't know if I want like corn. I want a simple meal tonight. I don't want a lot, because we had the beef ragu last night, and then we had, I see things that need to be cleaned, so I'll start cleaning them. And we've had taco soup, and I just want it simple tonight, because other things I made this week were spicy, tomatoey, like we did have pizza one night, but yeah, tomatoey, spicy. Let me get the camera back up here so I can talk to y'all. But I wanted something, my hand slipped because it's still wet, a little bit. If your hand's still wet after drying it on a towel, you need a new towel. That's my rule in my house. Okay, anyway, I don't want to say I wanted something more bland, because this has a lot of flavor, but I just wanted something that was not tomatoes, I guess. And my loaded green beans has tomatoes in it, so I was like, well, do I really want that? I don't really want to cook bacon. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna cook with this. But I do want to show y'all my dressing, because it's been a while since I've shown it. You know, I just looked over there and I have those red and yellow potatoes and some sweet potatoes. I think we're gonna just have roasted vegetables. I just figured it out. So that's what we're gonna have. Or roasted potatoes and onions, maybe. I don't know. But I'm just gonna let this thaw out. I just wanted to tell y'all what I was doing, because why not? I'm also editing videos, so let me get back to that, because I've worked on the Bible with a scripture writing plan for December. I haven't finished. I have it finished. Yes, it's done. I just haven't. Well, the plan's done. I just don't have it on the blog, and I don't have it shared yet. So it's partially finished. By the time you see this, I'm pretty sure it will be completely done. I'll be back. Okay guys, I have the chicken out. Let me get this done real quick. I learned that from Tony from Chaotic Country. Well, she has 3 channels now. I don't know how in the world she does 3. I can only do 2. She's got a vlogging, cooking, and cleaning. I want to say that's right. I could be wrong. Or homemaking. I don't know. Anyways, I'm subscribed to all of them and I watch them. But I can't differentiate because I just watch all of them and I don't see anything but, oh, that's Tony's video. Oh, that's Tony's video. I don't care which one it is from the channel it is. I'm just watching her video. Anyway, I learned that trick from her to ball it up so it won't float around as much, but I didn't cut it properly. Any hoozles, any whatsits. Anyway, I've got to cut up some potatoes. I've got them already washed. Some of them have a few little spots on them that I'm going to discard. But I want to get the potatoes on the pan real quick with some onion. Ew, I need to put something under that. My knife and everything's still wet from using it earlier. I used my microwave top thing. This is supposed to be to keep things from getting as messy in the microwave. I don't really know if it works. But Kimmy Cope, who I just finished watching one of her videos while I was editing one of mine, she has one that I want to say it magnetized to the top of her microwave. But yeah, I just watched her latest video. Her microwave's driving her nuts because it's not working right. It says fail on it. You know, if mine said that, I might be tempted to just go ahead and no, I'd be like, oh yay, but the boys wouldn't allow it. They'd have to get another one, most likely. I don't know, Noah may not. We don't have to have one though. We can live without one. Our air fryer, see, this has got a hole in it and I don't know why, but I mean, you know, sometimes they are just that way. So I want to cut that part out because I don't like it. I don't like it. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying. I'm going ahead and putting them on the tray because last time I cut up and cooked roasted potatoes, which I did sweet potatoes too. I'm not doing that today because I just don't want to do any more other than what I grabbed because they do cook at different times. Like the sweet potato takes less time than the other kind. But anyway, last time I cooked way too many potatoes. So there's that. Whenever I cooked the roasted tenderloin, this knife is so sharp. If y'all do get these knives, and I know that one of you have already because you told me you did, they are sharp, super sharp, which is good. You want your knives to be sharp because a dull blade is worse than a sharp blade because it's more dangerous. So, just know, they're super duper sharp. I like them though. I think I've got enough potatoes here because we're just doing the potatoes and the dressing. We're not doing anything else. And I'm gonna throw some onion with the potatoes because I just like having it. But and I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my onion for the what am I trying to say? For the dressing. While I'm cutting this up, and I'm going to throw it in a bowl over there. I don't know if y'all can see the bowl. Yeah, you can see the bowl. Where I put my onions? Oh, they're right here. Hello. Hello, onions. I couldn't see you even though you were right in front of me. That's sad, isn't it? It would help if I cut properly. But sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just get in my own way. Get in my own way. I've also put the muffins away into a Ziploc bag. They're just on the counter. The other ones I did check to see if they were frozen yet. They were not. I may have to show you those tomorrow, because I want them to be completely frozen all the way through, because if not, they could fall apart on me, and I don't want to be sad. I don't want them to fall apart, especially with the fruit in them. Okay, can you come off? I don't know why I'm having such a hard time getting this onion skin off, but it's not coming off like I need it to. I'm also going to put a little bit of butter in this. And I'm going to season these with just salt and pepper. That's all I'm putting on them, is salt and pepper. Now that one came off easy. What's happening? I don't know. Alright, I'm going to go ahead. Let me get, you get in there. Get this butter. It's about 1/4 of a stick that I'm going to use. Well, I didn't mean to have it that thin, but whatever, it's fine. Could you close? I guess I'm just going to shave it. I am still getting used to these knives, so that's something you have to do whenever you get new utensils, but they are really nice. Alright, I'm going to quit talking about the knives though, because I don't want y'all to think this is an infomercial. I am not an infomercial. I am just a me. I am just Kathy. That's it, Kathy. Crazy, yes. Alright, wash my hands. Because I do have butter on them. And I'm going to put salt and pepper on this, but I'm also going to put salt and pepper into the dressing thing. Sorry about that. I probably just made a horrible noise. Remember, potatoes love salt, but if you cannot have salt, there are other options. You can always use just herbs or something like that. You can have potatoes taste really good even without the salt. Alright, I'm putting that much salt in that. Get off my fingers. You don't look like you have enough. Close, please. All that salt. And pepper. Pepper is good for you. Black pepper, red pepper, different kinds of peppers have different properties that are good for your body, so don't be afraid to have a little. I have started doing a little bit more red pepper than I used to, just because of the fact that it is so good for you. Alright, now I'm going to do a quick spray of the olive oil. This is that thing that I got from Amazon that has the pour and spray. I bought it myself with my own money. So far, so good. I think I shared it with y'all. So far, I like it a lot. Alright, bring this over. We're going to get the cornbread in there. I do have a pan over here that is sprayed with some oil. This is not quite thawed all the way, but that's alright. It'll come apart. It'll be fine. Now, my dressing, as I said, is not like a lot of people that I know personally, like family members and stuff. I put cream of mushroom in it. I do put cream of chicken in it sometimes, but right now I don't have any, and the reason why I don't have any is because of us not restocking yet. And I'm wondering if I kind of am thinking maybe I just don't buy the cream of chicken and I have the cream of soup concentrate, whatever you want to call it, mix that I have made. I have that, so I could use that instead and just add some chicken bouillon or something like that to it, and it'd work. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm going to have to add some chicken bouillon to this today because I don't have any chicken stock either. I didn't necessarily have to just wash my hands because I'm about to be doing something else with this same thing, another ingredient for this same dish. But I wanted to wash my hands because I don't like the feel of the cornbread on them. Are any of you like that? I also don't like the idea of touching things with, I don't know, it's not cross-contamination. I know that. I know for a fact it's not, because it's all going to be cooked together. But it's like, why did I just touch the knife with all that cornbread and get the knife so gunky? You know, that kind of thing. Which I didn't do it. I'm just saying that's what I would have thought if I would have done that. Now, a lot of people don't put onions in their dressing. People that I know. I don't feel like it's dressing without them. I feel like it's just cornbread with chicken in it. That's just my thought anyway. And I know that we all have our own things. Mama used to always make one with onions and one without. I have siblings, I have younger sisters who do not like the onions. But I cannot stand dressing without the onions. I just don't want it. This onion is liking me a lot. It is, woo, hot. It's very much one of those that's probably strong, but that's okay. We like strong onions. Alright, I don't feel like I have to rinse this one. Some onions, I feel like I need to rinse them off because they look dirty or something. I don't know. Some of them I don't. I don't know. It's just, I have my own quirks. I guess we all have our own quirks. And what you do in your kitchen to make you feel more comfortable is what you need to do. Don't do anything just because someone else says you need to, unless it's something for safety. Then you do it. If it's a safety concern, do it. Because we want you safe. But don't ever feel like you have to do certain things. Alright, I'm going to use the same cutting board and the same knife on this because this is cooked chicken, so I'm not worried about getting any of, wow, that onion is strong. I'm not worried about getting any of the raw chicken in this because it's not raw. There's no rawness to it. So I'm going to cut it up and put it in there, and if I see one of those little doodads like right there, I'll pull it out. What I was talking about earlier. Wow, my eyes are just, they're telling me that, whew, my nose too. I could just tear this apart, but it is easier to cut it up. For me, anyway. Was there one on this one? There wasn't one on all of them. It was just some of them. But this is more like it's a comfort meal to me. And we don't just have dressing at like holidays. It's something we do all year long. It's not a winter thing for us. Noah really loves dressing, so if he asks for it, I'm like, yes, okay, because I love it too, but I don't want to cook it if everybody doesn't want it, which Jeff will eat it. He'll eat just about anything that I don't know of anything he won't eat that I make, other than like banana pudding. He doesn't like banana splits. Oatmeal he doesn't really like, unless it's done certain ways. There's just very few things that he is opposed to. Not a lot. And that's okay that we don't eat all the same things. There's some things he likes that I don't like. There's some things that I cook for Jeff and Noah that I don't eat at all. Like the Hoppin' John soup. I can eat it. I will eat it. But I don't prefer it. So I always fix me something else. Okay, got that done. Put it over here. I'm probably gonna make a mistake right now, but I'm doing it anyway. Oh yay, I got mushroom soup all over myself. And someone recently asked me, have I ever thought about keeping the like vegetable stuff for making a stock and like chicken bones and stuff? I have done that lots of times. I haven't done it with onion, even though I know other people do it, because unless I wash the outside of the onion, it would gross me out, you know, if I didn't wash it. So, and I don't have a way of washing it before, so, and I don't think about it. I might need to do that though, because onion peels have a lot of flavor. So what I was saying about making a mistake is using this to stir this. It might be too small, but I'm gonna get me some water, and I'm gonna get this going. I wanted to get water in this first. I'm not gonna keep using this because that would be very annoying. I do have my salt and pepper in there. And now I'm gonna get some of the bouillon stuff. The chicken flavored stuff. Get that stirred around in there too. Because like I said, I don't have cream of chicken, but I need that flavor, that yumminess. I do not put celery in mine because, I mean, I would eat celery in it, but Jeff does not like celery in it. And I don't know about Noah if he likes it or not, because I have not put it in it because Jeff doesn't like it. I don't mind it either way. Celery's good for you. But I don't want too much celery. And I don't have an exact amount of whatever that I put in here. Like the, what do you call it? The liquid ratio. I just put in however much I feel until I feel like it's enough. And I'm reaching way down to get that salt and pepper because I don't normally put salt and pepper in first. And I need that. I think the liquid is looking good. I think just that one can might be enough because we don't like ours super soggy. The one can of cream of chicken, oh no, cream of mushroom, and the one can of cream of mushroom and one can of water with the other. And I'm trying to make sure I don't see any more of the stock stuff, what is it even called? The chicken flavor paste stuff. I'm trying to make sure I have all that stirred in really well because I want the seasonings to be yummy and not all in one spot. Alright, so I'm going to now put it into the pan. I don't know what size this pan is either. I've never measured it. I don't guess it was a mistake using a spoon, but it did make things a little bit tougher on me because of the size of it. Okay, now I'm just gonna kind of flatten this out all around. I usually like it to be a little bit thicker than what it is this time. But I usually use a 9 by 13 and this is not a 9 by 13. So this will be okay. The reason why I like it to be a little bit thicker is because I don't want it to be too dry, but I don't want it to be too wet either. Okay. I don't know how long I'm going to be cooking it because I've never done this size pan either. So 45 minutes maybe. Everything in it is cooked except the onions though. So there's that. Alright, one more very important thing you do before you ever put it in, at least in my house, is you put fresh cracked pepper over the top. Well, I was like, what is that? It's some of the seasoning from the chicken that I have never used before, that kind. So I was like, oh no, what's happening? What is in my stuff? It was seasoning. It was a pepper. It's all fine. It's all good. Jeff would want me to put more, but that's all I'm going to put. Alright, I'm putting it in the oven 350 for however long it takes, and I'll show you what it looks like whenever I get it out. And the potatoes too. They're already looking yummy. Very yummy. Okay, so here's the dressing and the potatoes. I'm not going to do a taste test because I already know this is good. This is not a new recipe. This is yummy yummy for us. Anyway, but that's what it looks like after it's done. Let me get this turned around a little bit. I have my glasses on, so hopefully it won't glare. But I checked the muffins to see if they were ready, like all the way frozen. They're not. I have a feeling that I'm not going to be able to take them out of the liners. I'm not sure. But I went ahead and got everything cleaned up over here so we don't have any dirty dishes in the sink. We do have a lot drying. Got everything cleaned up, and I just don't know if I'm going to be able to take them out of the liners like I planned. So if I can't, I'm just going to stick them in the freezer, in a freezer bag, just as they are. But I think I'm going to leave them in there until tomorrow. And then we'll test again, because I just don't think they've frozen enough. But there are times where things won't come out of the liners until after it's cooked. I've had that happen before. But it was just like a sticky thing, and these are not sticky. But anyway, that is all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. Thank you for keeping me company while I cooked. While I baked, I guess you could say that's like a snack or whatever, even though I know it's a muffin. It's a snack for us. And for baking dinner, I did not do this all at the same time though. It was hours apart. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. I think I already said that. If you don't mind, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing, because I really do want to know. If you have a prayer request, you can leave that down below as well. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.